All right, we're live. Gonna pack up some tools. Not much else doing tonight. Well, I did get a package, but for those that are gonna watch later, it's gonna be boring. For those people that are watching live, it's much more fun. So please join us live, and if at all possible. Let's see who's here. And if you're watching, please, come in and announce yourself on the live chat, and that way we know you're here and all that stuff. So this package is for AJ, and so let's get you packed up, buddy. What the heck is going on? I don't know what happened. Crappy signal tonight. I don't know. Anyway, we are. Well, geez, again. Tools for AJ. You want 6-1 rod additional and an 880 sleeve. So let me go get that. Looks like I've got about 10 left of the 880 sleeve, so that's good. Okay, we got sleeves. We got goodies. Back now. Foghorn. Okay, so Foghorn, we'll go over that. Unless we end up buffering from now until Kingdom Come. All right, so this is. Hang on, I'm gonna do this out for you here. So, 2 sleeves, 4 rods. This is what's considered a main kit. This does just about. It does like 90% of the chainsaws you might want to do. 660s, 372s, 026s. 346 XPs, 3120s. This all does it. Anything in that 394s, anything in that range. No problem with that. You add on rods and sleeves depending on what other weirdness you want. So if you need to do 880s, that's an additional $30. If you want to do a 661, which is this end, or the old 266 XPs, this is an additional $30. So this is 170 shipped to the lower 48. And then $30 additional, whatever. You do get the this other stuff with it. Let me get it. Hang on. You get the handles and the nuts and washers with it. Baldemiro, welcome. Thank you. Yeah, they're fun. For those people that have never tried these, for those people that have never tried something like this and have just done the hot and cold thing for years, basically, you'll giggle the first time you try these. It just makes life so much better when you and when I go and approach a build, I just don't ever think twice about splitting a crankcase anymore because I know I can get it back together no problem, So your builds end up better because they've got new, fresh bearings in them and all that stuff, So this kit's for AJ. So Foghorn, does that answer your question? 170 for this. 30 and 30. Yeah, Foghorn. PayPal is fine. Email me. Here's my email. I'll just put my email in here. You have to get rid of the extra ampersands, and remember that the O in my name, Matty05, the O is letter O, lowercase, not a 0. So it's Matty05 at AOL.com. Foghorn, do you want a main kit? Do you want the extra rods and sleeves? Do you work on 661s? Do you work on 266s? Do you work on 242 XPs? Do you work on 880s? This is not a case splitter. This is only a crank installer. So if you're looking to split the crankcase, then you need the Husky style splitter or all that other funky stuff if you work on like the 562s and all the other weirdness. But this will install just about anything. This set is solely for putting a crank in a bearing. Does that make sense? You're literally pulling the crank through the bearings, and that's exactly what this is for. You have got to split the case and install the bearings by some other method. Does that make sense? Hey, Kev. This kit's for AJ. Does it split transfer cases? No, David, sorry. No, it does not split cases. All this does is for installing the crank in the bearing, for putting the case halves together. That's what this is for. You install the bearings first. If I have a splitter, I do, but I'll show you what I use. Here's what I use most of the time for splitting. This is actually the Chinese version of the Husky clamp style splitter. Most of the time I use this, but the rod was actually too weak. So what I ended up doing was I ended up using some 5/8 threaded rod, retapping this, and just welding a nut on the end. Oh, you could double up the nut, whatever, but I welded a nut on the end, and this is much more strong. Yeah, with the stuffers, see, if you have stuffers and you're splitting a case, then there's a couple ways to do it. Let's assume you don't have tools. If you don't have the factory tools, like, for instance, let's call it a 562, right? What you can do is get the splitter or make a splitter for the bar nuts. It goes on the bar nuts and pushes the crank that way. But then that doesn't solve the problem of the flywheel side. So on the flywheel side, assuming you don't want to buy specialized tools, what you can do is just heat it and tap it out with a rubber hammer. It comes out with the bearing, but then you need a bearing puller to pull it off there, which you can absolutely do. The Harbor Freight's bearing puller set is only like $40, and I have it, and it works really well. So that way you don't have to buy the specialized tools for each individual saw to split it. I know. Dave Shibley's always poking me. Okay. .661 is here. AJ, again, this is for you. Always make sure that there are, you check for burrs. Do a dry run. All that goes in there. Another set of tools. Off to a happy home. There we go. Here you go, AJ. That's all for you, buddy. Going to Carlisle, Pennsylvania. Katrina, you can turn off the pump over there. You can turn off the air compressor. Okay, off to Carlisle, Pennsylvania. Eating Roadrunner. Okay. Here, this is from is this Cheap Chainsaw Parts? I think so. Yeah, I've got a lot of bubble wrap. I got a 350 brake handle here. Because the one on the on that new 350 I just put together kind of stripped out. So, who's going to Pennsylvania? Tools are going to Pennsylvania. This is 272K, but this is actually an intact cover, an OEM starter for 272, and the one that I have is aftermarket, and I don't trust it, so I've got this. And a replacement for my 350 cover. I'm gonna tear that off. I don't care about stickers. I just don't. And if the 288 shows up, I have an intact starter for that. No starter screws, but whatever. Can't be too picky. I guess I can. But there's no point. Okay. So this is this flat rate, medium flat rate box. Do I need a new box for something? Maybe. 350 parts, maybe. Okay. So this goes in my 288 pile. I guess this can go. Shed. Throw out that other one. No, I did not get the 288 yet. there's still no movement on the tracking number, and the seller said that he was waiting basically on Canada Post to get that figured. But, you know, don't know what to say at this point. You bought the 3120, Larry? Greg made it. Fantastic. So we have a few people here. Just to let everybody know. As of this afternoon, I got word from Amy that James has taken a not good turn. They have resedated him, and something about his kidneys are in trouble. So, not good all the way around. So I don't know what ultimately is going to happen, but it doesn't sound good. So if everybody can pray for James a bit, it would be good. Carburetor parts. That's the right one. Okay. Lone Wolf had a request for carburetor parts, so I think I can accommodate him. There's oil everywhere here. Why is there oil everywhere here? Yeah, not a good thing for James. I just don't know why they can't get this under control, you know? It's just not good. You know what, I'm just gonna send this whole chute here to Lone Wolf. That's going to go out to Lone Wolf because he wants parts. And he's done me solids over the years. Throw a little extra padding in here, why not? Okay. Cool. Yeah, he's got kidney trouble. I don't know. Bandmail Bob's here. Okay, good. Matt, carb status. I have on order an EL42, and I have I think it's an HDA 199 on order as well. That probably needs a kit. So I'm gonna have a few different carburetors ready to go there. You know. I get frustrated and I just order a bunch of stuff, you know. It's just frustrating because it's just all kinds of money, you know. Poof, gone. Whatever. Doesn't matter. So AJ, your stuff is on its way. Lone Wolf, your stuff is going to be on its way. And what else around here? I gotta get those 350s. Got now 2 350s out in the shed that are in pieces because I scavenged parts for this stupid thing. Actually, you know what I need to do with this? While we're sitting here hanging out, I might as well get some screws that go in there. No, this is not from Chainsaw. I think this is from Cheap Chainsaw Parts out in Oregon. Whatever, somewhere out there. Did I get that lucky? Hang on a second. I did get that lucky. Check that out. Who's that smart guy? Right here. Yeah, Bob, I never got it that hot, but I was also worried, like, that I would overheat the carburetor and mess up the internals in the carburetor, you know? $350 cover screws. These are not cheap. Probably like $3 a shot. Time I had to quit drinking beer because of my blood pressure medication. Man. I wonder if that's long enough. That's not long enough, you guys think? Maybe? Maybe. I know, I should put a D handle on my 350. What do you think? Maybe? I know, you're right. No fun. There we go. Here's a cheap one. This will work. It's missing a screw. Great. Don't know if I have that one. Not good. What are the odds? Willing to bet I don't have that screw. That's tiny. It probably wouldn't be with my 350 stuff. I did. Might be in my screws here. That's a tiny. See, that's a tiny one. Fine thread, not coarse. It might be in here. It would be interesting to see if it did come out. Of course, it really won't matter if I match it exactly, but it's nice to match it exactly if you can, right? Ain't exact, but not bad. Yeah. Something's getting caught up. Something's fun in there. So, I've done it before, Craig. Dump it all out. Yeah. Take care, Kev. Have a good one. 199 if you knew it needs to be done. Yeah, Edwin, we're hanging out. This is just going to go flying all over the place. All the dirt shoved in there. That's probably not good for it, right? Corrosion, dirt. Okay, well, let's clean that up. Guess I'll just take this cover off and pray the whole thing doesn't fly off on me. forget if these come out as a single piece or what. Just don't remember. Not in the best of shape, but I'll bet if we do this a bit. Clean off the dirt. Do that. I'm right now at that stage. Yes, Craig. Ken. Yes, Ken. Right now at that stage of disorganization, like in the middle of a project where I'm just waiting for everything to come back together. And it will, but there. Yeah, I've rewound these by hand, and I've used the hemostats to do it. It's a job. One more. So you basically put it in the slot here and give it another turn around the hard way. Ah. Ow. Thanks, Larry. Have a good night. WD-40 to the rescue. Cool. Well, now that can go back on my other 350. One of my 350s. Pretty much springs of all kinds are trouble, you know? We need them, but they're still trouble. Where's the green paint on here? Somebody's trying to make this camouflage. Who knows? That'll do. Not too bad. Looking of a starter cover. Not great, but that'll do. Cool. Okay. That can go outside. Good. So yeah, so I got a bunch of parts coming, e-replacement parts, jacks, where else? eBay stuff. I got a bunch of eBay stuff coming. So all kinds of parts just to shore all this up after this silly 350 build. So if anybody thinks that they're going to get into a 350 and it's going to be a piece of cake, they're wrong. Always some dumb thing that goes wrong, and it's enough to just drive you berserk. Oh my, you guys are supposed to tell me. You guys are supposed to tell me when I screw something up. You guys didn't tell me when I screwed something up. Supposed to tell me. Forgot to put the screws down. So the next question is, do I replace the rope while I'm in here? I should replace the rope while I'm in here, shouldn't I? I should do that. Let's do that. I'll replace the rope. Yes, good, Craig. It's silly. I should have just replaced it, and I forgot the darn screws over there. So, just replace the rope. Got it. I forgot the 2 screws, which isn't that big of a deal, but still something I missed, you know? I measure this out, I'm going to give a little bit extra room here on this line. Throw an old one out. Ken, you had to say it, didn't you? Had no choice. Now we have fresh new line in here. I did torch the ends. Or one end. I'll do the other one in a minute. Okay, let's put these screws in. Before I forget. Now that I've had a starter cover apart 1,300 times. By the way, the I think E-replacement parts, Jax. I think it was E-replacement parts. The price for this starter cover assembly, the full assembly alone, the full assembly just for the starter cover is like $70. Actually, can go one more. I got room with this line, so. Okay, here. There we go. Now we're good. I hope. I remember the screws. Okay. Okay. Alright. Maybe now we can call it a night? I don't know. I can't hang around too long tonight. Matchbox that catches fire in the big rack. Yeah, Riley's got some hot stuff. He's really got some hot stuff going over there. I just posted something again. He'll win the cookie. He might. It's very possible. Very, very possible that guy will win. So, okay. Again, the update on James is not good. I will keep you guys posted. I need to go run and spend a little bit of time with the family. Yeah. So, what else is doing tonight? I think that's about it. If anybody wants to email me, they can about tools. So I'll put the email in here per usual. If anybody happens to be listening but not posting, here's my email. Remove the ampersands, obviously. And what else? Anybody has any questions or comments, they can always email me. Be safe, guys. Tomorrow's my long day, so I don't know if I'll make it tomorrow night, but Wednesday almost for sure, and maybe by then we'll have something else to do. And some more news, and hopefully good news on James. You guys have a great night. Everybody stay safe.